Let's take a look at some of the other features in Google Docs. So we're going to start back at Google Drive. I'm going to double click on the document there, and we're going to jump back into this document that I created earlier. I added some extra text here so that we could do a couple different things. So to start off, again, we're going to just kind of go up here and start by going across these different menus, similar items that you'll see in other Word documents. I can do a file. I can share from here. I can also share from this area right over here. I can open a document, rename. Now this is where it gets kind of interesting. You can actually make a copy. So if somebody shares a Google Doc with you, and they only give you view permissions, well, if you make a copy, you can then make a copy and you take over ownership, which allows you to then edit that document as you need to. We can move it to different places, the folder, trash. This is also pretty cool. We can actually see revision history. So if I click on this, you notice that because nobody else has edited this, all we're seeing is one instance of a revision history here. However, if there were several individuals that were working on this document, I'd be able to go through and see multiple revisions here, and I could click on each one to revert that document back. So that's a nice feature if you have collaborative writing going on in your classroom and you want to take a document back to a certain place. You can simply click on revision history and it goes from there. Notice that it opens most of the windows in Google Docs. They open over here on the right. To get rid of it, I just click on the X to close it. Under edit, again, I can undo, redo, those types of things, the same things you're seeing here. View, I can do some different things. I can get to my editing suggestions. Again, we'll talk about that a little bit later. I can add toolbars. For example, I can take off the ruler. I can add the equation toolbar. This allows me to write mathematical equations. So a lot of folks have asked for that, so they added that as a feature. When I turn on this toolbar, again, I can turn it off over here or simply go to View and turn it off here. Now, a lot of people say, well, you know what, Google doesn't do spelling suggestions. Yes, it does. You just simply have to turn it on in your View menu here. This is where we can really add lots of different things in Google Documents. So this is our Insert menu here. And you notice as we go down the list, we can do lots of different things. For example, I can add an image. So if I were to add an image here, I'm going to click in the area that I want that image to be inserted. Click on image, and now it's going to go to my Drive window. It's going to open up this window, and I should be able to take and either upload a photo. I can go to my Google Drive documents here, and it will search through my Google Drive. I'm going to click on recent to go to those files that are recent. I'm going to click on this one, and notice it's going to throw that into my document. Now, a lot of folks, again, say that, well, you know, Google doesn't work very well with images. However, they've changed that in the recent past. And now if I click on this, notice what it will do is it will actually allow me to wrap text around that particular graphic. So it has a nice kind of publisher feel to it. I can move that anywhere in the document here and drop that into different places. If I like, I can click a break text. Notice what that does. In line with text, it just puts it there. I, again, like to use the wrap text here. I'm just going to move it over to the right-hand side, and I can change the margin if I'd like. So it's just going to put more space between the image and the text, and can go from there. So that's kind of a nice feature within Drive, to insert the image. Again, if I come back to insert image, notice that I can click images from my albums from Drive. I can actually search for images. I can select by URL. I can take a snapshot with my computer or with my camera on my computer, or I can simply bring an image in from my desktop or from my computer. Simply by clicking here, I can actually drag one to this area here and drop it into here. So the insert image is a pretty handy feature, and again, it gives you more ability to create a nicer looking document. Now let's go back to our insert menu. We'll take another look. Again, we talked about link just a little bit. I can add a hyperlink. The way that you do that is we simply select a body of text, click on insert link, and that's going to take it in. It's going to search for this text string using the same search engine that you use when you go to google.com. So that's also a nice feature. Back to insert, again, my equation editor, the drawing. That's one of the other tools within the Google environment, drawing. If I click on this, this allows me to go out and create a drawing which then takes and allows me to do different things like shapes and text and those types of things. So it's like a canvas where I can go out and create some different things. Now I'm going to save and close that, come back. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. Come back to insert, I can do tables. So I can come out here and I can select the area or the number of cells that I want my table. Now again, depending on where you want that to show up, you're going to want to click in that area. So I'm going to click at this paragraph right here. I click insert table and I say, you know what, I want 3 columns by 2 rows. I click and it throws that right into that place right there. If I don't like where it is, I simply click undo and it's going to bring that back. There's some other features in here that I think are really cool that you need to understand and know about. I can do footnotes. I can insert special characters. So if you're writing a document and you need a special character, you can insert them here simply by clicking on this here, and it's going to take you and it's going to go to your menu, and this allows you to throw in any kind of different characters. Again, I can come out here, I can throw an emoji if I want, all kinds of different special characters that I can throw in there. Back to my insert, again, I can do a horizontal line. So if I'm, again, creating something that I want to look a little nicer, I can throw lines in. Here's a fairly new feature. I can number my pages. So if I come down here, I can click on this and it's going to number those pages 1 through whatever. Notice this particular option right here allows me to have a cover page that isn't numbered or a title page. So it's going to start on the second page. So I click on that, notice it's going to take and it's going to put those in there. Now this is interesting, and notice what it's doing is it's actually throwing that into the footer of the page, so it's created that here. And I can also do a different first page header and footer, which allows me to create some nice features there as well. One of the other features after page numbers, I can do page count, I can do different page breaks, and notice again down here I can also do some different things with my header and footer. In order to access those, I have to click outside of this. Now, again, I can access it by simply clicking down in the footer section. If I click up here, I come back to insert, and this allows me to put in some different things, some table of contents, some bookmarks, and other things. Now, I want to show you how bookmarks work because this is a really handy feature for a document that has multiple pages. So if I click on insert, I can click a bookmark right here. And so that creates a bookmark on this page. I'm going to go down to page 2 and I'm going to click on this. Notice it's the same text, so I'm actually going to select a different body of text. Come back here, I'm going to insert a bookmarks, and then I'm going to go to my 3rd page and click there, and now I've got another bookmark. So I basically have 3 bookmarks here that I can access very quickly and easily. Let's take a look at the table of contents and see how this works. So in order for the table of contents found here under insert works is that it looks for headings. So up here in the menu we can see that we have headings, title, headings 1, 2, 3. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pretend that I have a document here that has multiple headings. So I'm going to click on this guy and I'm going to assign it a heading 2. And actually I'm going to undo that and I'm going to put a little space between these pieces of text here so it doesn't do the whole paragraph. Heading 2, and then I'm going to come down here, I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm going to call this a heading 3. And so every time I put in a new heading, so again I'm going to take this, actually before I do that I'm going to take that over here, click on normal text, I'm going to call that a heading 1. And we're going to do the same thing here, call this heading 2. Again, I'm just kind of setting these up so that you can see how this works. So, and this is a heading 3. So now that I have my different headings here, what I can do is I can go to the very top of my document and I can move this down, and where it says insert here I can click on table of contents, and notice what it does is it goes through my documents and it looks for those items that have the different headings, and notice how it indents them based on the heading type that I have here. I'm going to move this down a little bit so that it can be down on the other part of the document here. Just threw it down below there. And now what's kind of nice about this is I can go right to that place in my document. So wherever I click, whichever heading item I click on, it takes me right down there. So the table of contents, very powerful way of navigating through your document, especially those long research documents. So the insert menu is pretty cool. You can do lots of different things here within this menu.